everyone, today we are going to do some paper weaving. I'm going to show you how to do it and my daughter is here to help as well. So we're going to show you how to do a little bit of paper weaving. Now these are the things that you'll need for your paper weaving. You will need a pencil, some scissors, a ruler and a glue stick. You'll also need some coloured paper. We didn't have any coloured paper, so what we did was we painted our own coloured paper. So I've painted two bits of paper. One of them's really with lots of different colours and one of them's quite plain so that they stand out against each other. And Lila has done some really lovely contrasting colours there as well. So if you get your piece of paper, you're going to need your sort of background piece of paper first. So I'm going to use my blue piece of paper and Lila's going to use her blue sort of painty piece of paper. And if you could fold it in half, Lila. Fantastic. Brilliant. So fold your piece of paper in half and then we're going to use our ruler and pencil to draw a line straight across the top of your piece of paper, probably about sort of about half an inch to an inch from the top of the piece of paper. Go for it, Lila. Yeah, just one long line going across. Brilliant. Now that gives you a guide for where to cut from, or where to cut to. Okay, so I've got my blue piece of paper here and I have folded it in half like Lila did hers, and I've drawn a line across the top there, and that's so that I can cut sort of strips going up here and stop when I get to that line. So it doesn't really matter how straight your strips are, but try and keep them fairly straight going up. So let's go up to the line there and do the next one. About the same width, so keep your strips the same size, same width. Up here as well. And it gets a little bit floppy, so you have to hold on tight. Don't go too close to the edge when you get down this end. I'm going to just do, I think that will probably do. I just got that many strips. So then when I've done that, I'm going to open my piece of paper up so that I've got lots of different strips, but it's all attached at the top and the bottom still. Okay, so the next thing you need to do is to get your other piece of paper and you're going to cut that into strips that are about the same width as your strips that you cut on your background piece. So I've got my coloured bit here, so I'm going to cut it. I've chosen the slightly longer way so that I can go across and it'll stick out the edges a little bit. So let's cut these into strips. And when you've cut it into strips, you can muddle them up a bit so that it's not all in the same order. So it might look a little bit more interesting and a bit more colourful if they're all a little bit muddled up. Okay, so Lila and I have cut our piece of coloured paper up into strips. There's my ones and there are Lila's. And Lila's going to demonstrate how to do the weaving with hers. So you need to make sure that your cuts are going up towards the top. So you're going to have your piece of paper that way up so that your cuts go up that way. And then you're going to start on the right hand side and you have to go over the first one, and so that's over the first edge. And then under the next one, over the next strip and under the next one. Oh, that's it, well done. And then over the next one and under the next. Over the next, under, over and under, over and under, over and under, and then push your strip to the top of your picture. Brilliant. Now the next strip needs to start a different way round. So you're going to have another strip of paper, and this time you're going to start by going underneath, because Lila started on top, so the next piece is going to go underneath first, and then over, and then under the next one, and over the next one, so that it's the opposite to the strip on the top. So keep going over and under, over and under. Then push your strip to the top again, so that it's right up close to the other strip you've got there. Brilliant. And the next one will go the opposite way to that one, and so on until you have put all of your strips onto your picture. Okay, so I have now done all of my weaving on my picture, and the last thing to do is to just turn your picture over. We're going to get rid of all these slightly messy edges. So if you turn your piece of paper over, and with your glue stick, just going to fold in these bits that are sticking out and glue them down. We've also got these bits on the edges here that are sticking out, so just put a bit of glue on those and tuck them over like that. Same here. There we go. Okay, and when you finish that, I won't show you all of mine because it might take a minute. So when you finish that, you can turn your picture over. And if there's, so do that edge as well, and if there's a bit like at the top or bottom that's a bit messy that you're not so keen on, then just chop that off. But be careful not to cut where your initial cuts were, because that would make it fall apart. And then you have your lovely woven picture. Okay, and here is Lila's as well. Brilliant. So I hope you have a lot of fun with doing that. It's quite a nice activity to do, and using your own painting is a pretty good thing to do as well, because you have lots of different textures. Okay, enjoy.